Good morning. If you're joining on YouTube, welcome. We are getting started today in Shavasana on our backs. So you can lie flat on your back and let your palms come to your side. Let your feet get heavy and fall to the sides. Palms face up and let your eyes close. And start to bring your awareness to your breath. And let your inhales match the length of your exhales. Breathing through your nose. Soften your jaw. Find a little space between your teeth, the muscles around your eyes. And find your center. Live in that third chakra area in your belly. It's where your intuition lives. Bring your awareness to that area. You can even bring a hand to your belly. And let the breath fill your belly, fill that space as you inhale and empty from that area and contract as you exhale. And then open your eyes. On your next exhale, draw the belly button in towards the spine. You're going to pull the pelvic floor in and up. So we're engaging, our bandha is engaging the core, the iliopsoas, all those kind of internal core muscles. We're going to do a lot of work on our core today. So let's just go ahead and start to wake it up. Again, you can have your eyes open here. Inhale, expand the belly, but see if you can maintain that kind of lock there. And exhale, contract. And then point your toes. Keep breathing, engaging this core area, but breathing into the belly. It might take a little concentration. And then slowly lift your head and your shoulders. Let your arms float. Point your toes. Keep the belly engaged. Look down towards your toes or up towards the ceiling. And then just tuck the head back a little bit, the chin in towards the throat. Hold it here. You can pulse your hands. That makes it a little easier. Gives you something to focus on. Inhale. And exhale, lay back. Relax your hands. Inhale, sit up. Head, neck, and shoulders come off of the mat. Palms can face down or up. Toes point. Engage your core. Shoulders glide away from your ears. And breathe here. Inhale. Hold it full for a moment. Keep the core engaged. And exhale, lay your head back down. This time, inhale, lift your heels just maybe an inch or two off of the floor. Your palms can press down into the floor. The back of your head presses into the floor, engaging the lower core area. And exhale, drop your feet. Inhale, sit up, head, neck, and shoulders. You can pulse your hands. An option to add your feet and float maybe 6 inches or a foot off the ground. And exhale, lay down, stretch your arms over your head. Bend your knees into your chest and let your knees drop over to the left, keeping both shoulders to the floor. Gaze looks over to the right. Just opening up the spine, pull the knees back into the chest and let them drop over to the right. Inhale back to center. Grab the outer edges of your shins or backs of your thighs and just start to rock up and down your mat. And then your next rock forward propels you forward onto your feet and see if you can stand up without using your hands. If not, it's okay. Use your hands, help yourself up. And then inhale, big toes together, heels slightly apart. Draw the belly button in towards the spine, point the tailbone down towards the floor, and then reach your hands down and then up. Palms kiss at the top. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Forward fold. Hang here for a moment. You can grab opposite elbows. Shift your weight forward just slightly so that you get into those hamstrings a little bit more and then lift up through your butt knuckles. Those bones, your sit bones, lift those up towards the sky a little bit more. Equal weight between your heels and your toes. And then melt the belly button in towards your spine and let your head, shoulders get a little bit heavier. Your arms can get a little heavier. Couple of breaths here. Get longer through the sides of your waist, the sides of your neck. And on your next exhale, release your elbows, plant your hands, and step your right foot way back. Then step your left foot way back and pause here in high plank. So the toes are tucked under, but see if you can come up just to the tops of your toes or press the heels back. Get a little bit longer from the crown of your head to your heels. Tuck the tailbone under and drop your butt just a couple of inches. See if you can get just a little bit flatter. Draw the belly button in towards your spine. Engage your quadriceps, fronts of your thighs. Lift your heart center between your shoulder blades, but keep your tailbone tucked and your core engaged. Get long through the back of your neck, chin tucks in towards your throat. Great, so this is high plank here. Then extend your shoulders a couple of inches past your fingertips. Bend the elbows back as we slowly chaturanga. Pause in low plank, that's chaturanga. And hold it here for a moment. Then come all the way down to the floor. Forehead to the mat. Step your hands back by your low ribs so that your elbows are over your wrists. You can release the tuck of your toes, tops of your feet come to the mat. All 10 toes press into the mat, including your baby toe. Tuck the chin in towards your throat. Squeeze the shoulder blades together behind your back and lift your head. Press the pubic bone into the floor, the toes into the floor. Knees lift off of the mat. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And exhale, release. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Press the floor away from your pubic bone, tops of your feet. And then press the floor away so much that your head, neck, and shoulders float up. Maybe your gaze looks forward slightly. And then maybe you lift your hands off the floor. Can you squeeze the belly button even just slightly up towards the spine here? Hold it, a couple of breaths. Maybe your arms extend by the sides. You can release anytime you need to, or maybe your feet float up. Your pubic bone and your belly press into the floor. Can you engage your core here? Lift the belly button like I'm sliding a dollar bill between your belly button and the mat. If your feet are lifted, drop them down. If your hands are lifted, plant them again by your low ribs and exhale, roll down. Plant your hands beneath your shoulder blades, tuck your toes, and press up through a push-up to high plank. Tuck the tailbone under, belly engages, and exhale, send the hips up and back for down dog. Reaching the heels towards the floor, look back at your feet, make sure your heels are disappearing behind your toes. Soft bend in your knees, spread your fingertips wide. And see if you can lift these 3 fingers off the mat so that your pointer finger and your thumb are making an L shape and they're planted very firmly into the mat. And then set the other fingers down and just know that the pointer finger and the thumb are doing all of the work here, just like your big toe is doing all of the work in your feet. Send the heels down towards the mat. It's okay if they don't touch. Soft bend in the knees. Press the floor away from your hands. Get a little longer through the arms. Elbow creases rotate forward. Ears come between the biceps. Shoulders glide up the back. Belly button draws in even just slightly, engaging the core. And exhale here. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward and pause. Take a breath. Press the floor away from your hands. And on your next exhale, walk your feet up to meet your hands and forward fold. Inhale, half lift, fingertips to the floor or to your shins. Come to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Root down to reach up, get tall, lift up the hands. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float down. Plant your hands and step back 1 foot at a time to a high plank. Again, pointer finger and thumb plant into the floor. Fingers are spread wide. Coming to the tops of your toes. Tailbone tucks under. Can you lower your hips just 1/2 of an inch? Engage your core. Engage the low back. Glide the shoulders towards the hips and the hips towards the shoulders. And then can you lift up through the back of your heart? Even just in your imagination. Get long from the crown of your head to your heels. Send those 2 away from each other. So it's a lot of competing isometric actions here. And then glide the shoulders past the wrists, past the fingertips. And on your exhale, bend the elbows back. Pause in chaturanga with 1 foot at a time. And then inhale, come up for upward dog. Engage the core here. Tuck the belly button in and let the heart melt forward. Lift up through the crown of your head. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, this time step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down to reach up. Your gaze can look up to your hands. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach down, around and up. And exhale, swan dive forward. Plant your hands, step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale your right leg up, flex the toes back. And you're not going as much for up as you are kind of reaching the heels back. Flex the toes back towards your shin, keeping your down dog in your upper body, ears between your biceps. And exhale, plant the foot, send your hips up and back. Down. Inhale your left leg up, reach the heel back. Maintain your down dog in the upper body. Chin tucks in towards your throat. And exhale, plant the hand, the foot. Send the hips up and back, down dog. Just take a moment to pedal out your feet here, bending one leg at a time, opening up into the hamstrings. And then inhale the right leg up again, reach the heel back. Exhale, step it forward between your hands, but see if you can draw the knee into your chest and then drop the heel first. Drop the left knee, flip the left foot, inhale, reach your arms up. The lizard lunge. Draw the belly away from the right thigh. Square the hips to the front of your mat. Point the tailbone down. Belly draws in. And can you press the floor away from your right foot, kind of drawing that right hip back at the same time that you draw the left hip forward? Can you lift the left front hip crease? Gaze looks up. And on your next exhale, plant your left hand. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Gaze looks up. Hug the flesh of your right leg, your right hip into the midline. Lift up that left thigh. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your left foot forward and forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Root down to reach up. Inhale, arms. Reach, palms kiss. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive down. And step the right foot back, then the left. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the left leg up. And again, exhale, draw the left knee into your heart. Step the heel down first between your hands if you can. Drop the right knee. Flip the right toes. And then inhale, come up. Right hip crease reaches forward, left reaches back. And then see if you can lift up through that right hip crease to make both sides of the waist nice and even. Reach the arms up, belly draws in, heart lifts up, forward. And exhale, plant the right hand, reach the left arm up. Just use your imagination to lift that right hip crease again. And press the left hip crease down. Draw it into the midline. Everything hugs into the midline. And then exhale. Plant the left hand. This time step the left foot back to meet the right. And chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Draw the belly in. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then bend your knees, keep your belly on the tops of your thighs, and sit your hips back for chair pose. Keeping your belly on the tops of your thighs, lift all 10 toes. Look down to the floor. Your arms can reach forward or back. You can also bring them to prayer pose if that feels better for you. And then draw the belly in towards the spine so much that your belly lifts off of your thighs. Send your hips back a little bit more, a little bit deeper. And then maybe your hands are at your heart or by your sides. See if you can reach them up. And then can you isometrically tuck the tailbone, draw the tailbone away from your fingertips? Breathing here. Inhale, stand up. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. Step or hop back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, step it forward between your hands. Drop the left heel at a 45-degree angle. And then inhale, come up for warrior one. Hips square forward, heart squares forward. You can step that left foot in a couple of inches if you need to. Gaze looks up. And then listen carefully. One big exhale. Plant your hands. Step back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Drop the right heel. Inhale up for warrior one on the left side. Square the hips forward, heart forward, chin tucks in towards your throat. Lift up through the fingertips as you send your tailbone down. And then one big exhale, plant the hands, step back, chaturanga. Pause here, flip the feet. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, sit back into the chair. And then sit your hips a little lower. Draw the knees back over your ankles and become the chair. Reach your arms up as your tailbone reaches down, firing up the thighs. And then bring your hands to your heart center. And on your exhale, twist so that your left elbow hooks your right knee. But maybe rather than your elbow, go as deep as you can. See if you can get your tricep or even up by your shoulder. And then twist open to the right. Send the hips back, still sitting into your chair, but twist to the right. Maybe your gaze looks up or over to your right elbow. And then shift your weight into your right foot. Well, I should say option to stay here. Or if you want to take it a little farther, shift your weight into your right foot and just hover the left foot off the floor. Take your heel up to your butt and step your foot way back. Low lunge. Hug the right hip into the midline. Left heel reaches back. Crown of your head reaches forward. Hug the belly button in towards your spine and allow that to open your heart up to the right a little bit more. And then step into that right foot, lean forward, and step your left foot up to meet the right and release. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back, and chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Send those hips up and back. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the front. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, release it all. Lion's breath, stick out your tongue, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Send your weight forward slightly. Get long through the sides of the waist, long through the hamstrings. Reach those sit bones up. Exhale, forward fold. On your inhale, bend your knees, sit back. Reach your arms up, chair pose. And now that you know what's coming on the other side, I'm sorry, first of all. And second of all, can we commit a little bit more on this side? Can we find a fuller expression of the pose? Bring your hands to your heart center, and on your exhale, hook your right tricep to the left knee. And then send the hips back evenly. So you're hugging everything into the midline. Your knees are not knocking together. You're staying nice and strong in the legs. Can you sit the hips down a little bit more as you turn your gaze to the left? Option to stay here or take a child's pose. You're just over it. But if you want more, shift your weight into the left foot, hover the right foot off the floor, and step it way back. Hands in prayer at your heart. Left elbow above the left wrist, pressing down into the right hand. Belly button draws into your spine. And twist your heart open a little bit more. Now imagine that there's a baby sitting on your right thigh and you need to press it up. It can't get high enough, guys. Lift it up. Support the weight of the baby on your right side. That's weird. And then shift your weight into your left foot. Start to shift forward and step the right foot up to meet the left. Coming back to revolved chair. Inhale here. And exhale, send it down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hang for a moment, shift your weight forward slightly. Root down to reach up. Palms kiss at the top. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step or hop back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, send it forward. Inhale, reach up for crescent pose. Squaring the hips forward. Arms reach up, belly comes into the spine. Just for a moment, guys, put a soft bend in that left knee. Send the tailbone down to the floor. Bring the right knee over the right ankle. Reach the arms up. Belly button tucks in. Shoulders glide down the back. Chin in towards your throat. Now that you've got all of the alignment, engage your core and straighten that left leg. Lift the left hip crease. Reach the arms up a little bit more. Your gaze can look up to your hands. And then down to the floor, a couple feet in front of you. Inhale, lean forward. Send the arms forward. And then you're going to plant your hand to the floor, or if you have a block or a book or a prop of any kind near you, please grab it. I highly encourage using props. And then coming back to this kind of tilted forward crescent pose. Plant your left hand to the block. Launch yourself up and forward. Reach the right arm up. Left toes flex back towards the shin as it floats directly behind you at 90 degrees. Right arm reaches up, or if that's too much, you can bring it to your right hip for revolved half moon. Your gaze can look up or down, but get long from the crown of the head to the left heel that's reaching directly back. And you might actually need to drop that heel just a couple of inches. It actually makes the pose a little bit harder. It can be a bit of a crutch to find a little vertical height there. And then maybe play with reaching the right arm up. Right hip hugs into the midline, scissoring the legs together. Belly button draws into the spine. And then exhale, plant your right hand. You can move your prop for vertical splits. And then step those left toes back, plant the hands, step the right foot back, and chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Send those hips up and back. Pedal out the legs. And then inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, come up to crescent pose. Left knee over the left ankle. Soft bend in that right knee. Send the tailbone down to the floor. Engage your core, belly button draws in. Stitch those front ribs together. Shoulders glide down the back. Reach the hands up. And then straighten that right leg. Lift the right hip crease, hip point. Rotate all of your energy, your rooting down, grounding energy into the big toes. And find a little levity in the fingertips. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, lean forward. See if you can hover the belly over the left thigh. And then now we're reaching the fingertips from out of the right heel, basically. Pause here for a moment. Ooh, I'm out of breath. Grab your prop. And then plant your Right hand, as you lift the right leg up, flex those toes back, bring the left hand to the left hip, and find a little length in the back of the neck. Again, reaching the right heel back as those toes flex back towards the shin. Tuck the tailbone under, draw the belly into the spine, and then hug the sides of your waist into the midline. We're relying on our core strength for these more challenging poses. And then option to play with lifting the left hand. So the isometric work here is right heel to the crown of the head, left heel to left fingertips, hugging everything into the midline. Scissor the legs together. Left hip comes in. And then exhale, plant the left hand and the right hand. You can move your prop. And standing splits over the left leg. Next, exhale, tap those right toes down. And then step the left foot back to meet the right. And chaturanga. Oh, that really got into the hips. Inhale, up dog. Press the tops of the toes into the floor, the hands into the floor. Can your belly engage here? Can your heart reach forward, your shoulders melt down? Exhale, send the hips up and back. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down to reach up. Palms kiss at the top. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, balance your weight into your left foot. Root down through that big toe. Inhale your knee, right knee up to the midline. Grab the right knee with the left hand and twist open to the right. Reach your right hand back. Maybe your gaze looks back. Maybe you stay here and lift that right hip up. Maybe you play with extending the right leg and maybe even the left hand forward. Inhale, get a little taller, work a little harder. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. You can roll out that left ankle. Inhale, root to rise, reach your arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Keep your hands at heart center. Root down into the right foot. Just playing with balance. A little bit more on the right side. Lift the left knee. And then right hand can grab the right knee or the side of the left thigh, left knee. And then twist open to the left. Left arm reaches back. Lift up through the right hip. Get a little taller here. See if you can find length in the left side waist, between the left ribs and the left hip point. And then reach that left hand back. And maybe you extend the left leg, dropping the left hip, lifting the right, flexing those toes back towards your shin. Even grab for those toes. And then exhale, plant the foot. Step your hands down or cartwheel them down. Step your feet back and chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, actually sit your hips back to child's pose. You can take an active child's pose here, putting the big toes together, knees come as wide as the mat, if not wider. Coming to fingertips, tented fingertips here. Head comes to the mat. Let your belly soften, your heart soften. Your fingertips walk forward. And your tailbone sinks down towards your heels. And then lift those shoulders up and out of your armpits. Glide them down the back. Light your hands. And walk your hands back. Sitting up. Bringing the knees together. And then coming to a seat on your mat. Roll down onto your back. Straighten your legs. Press your hands down into the floor. And then lift just your head and shoulders. Point your toes. Look down towards your feet. Belly draws in and back. Maybe your hands just kind of levitate off the floor. Couple of breaths here. Reach those fingertips towards your feet. And exhale, roll down. Take a cleansing breath here. And then on your next inhale, roll up. Belly draws in. Maybe your feet hover. Fingertips reach towards your toes. Toes point to the opposite wall. And exhale, roll down. Inhale your knees in towards your chest. Flex the toes back towards the shins. And send both knees over to the left side. Shoulders stay flat to the floor. And then can you lift your head and both shoulders off the floor, reaching the hands to the back edge of the mat. Getting into the obliques. Then exhale, roll down. Inhale, sit up. Maybe it's just your right shoulder. Belly draws in towards the spine. Chin tucks in towards your throat. And exhale, lay back. If that's too much for your neck, please sit it out. Bring your knees into the center and twist over to the right. You can just stay here too, if you want to. I don't blame you. And then let's try sending the fingertips up and then reaching them back edge of the mat. Belly into the spine, chin into the throat, and exhale down. Take a cleansing breath here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, reach them towards the back edge of the mat. Inhale here. And let your exhale send you back down. Hug your knees in to your chest. Grab the outer edges of your feet for happy baby. And just rock it out here for a moment. Take a couple breaths. Let's bring the knees together, grab the backs of your thighs, just rock up and down the spine a couple times until you build enough momentum to press yourself up into a seat. And then bring the soles of the feet together. You can use your hands to grab the fronts of your ankles if you'd like, and then see if you can press your feet into the floor and just kind of walk your hips forward a little bit more so that you're in kind of a bound angle pose or kind of a butterfly position. And then send the knees out to the sides. Sit up nice and tall. So tall that you find kind of a natural curve in your spine. Nice, flat, straight back. You're not hunching over like this. Sitting up nice and tall. And then just see if you can rock forward on your sit bones. Reach your heart forward. And then once you've found that movement, you can then start to fold over your legs. Reaching the crown of the head forward. Don't go too hard on your knees here, guys. If it hurts, then please back out of it. Just take a couple breaths here. Send the knees out to the sides, opening up the inner thighs. You can even give yourself a little leg massage here if that feels nice. And then maybe just fold over those feet. And stack your hands in fists and plant your forehead if you have the flexibility in your hips. And then come back up to a seat. Roll yourself, close the knees like a book and roll yourself onto your back. Extend your right leg, draw the left knee into your left armpit, and then draw it across your body to the right, and extend the left arm out, palm facing up. Gaze can look over to the left, both shoulders stay to the floor. Let your eyes droop closed. Inhale brings your left knee back to center. Straighten out your posture if you twist it off to one side, and then draw the right knee in to meet the left. Extend the left leg long. Drop the right knee over to the left and extend your right arm out to the side. Let your eyes drift closed. And relax. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere in your body, or if you've twisted too deeply, it's possible that part of your body is kind of gripping to hold on. You might need to back out a little bit. Inhale back to center. Straighten yourself out on your mat. Bring the left knee in to meet the right. Draw little circles on the ceiling with your knees, rolling over your sacrum. If there's any other posture that you want to do here today, I know we didn't really do much of an inversion. Maybe you want to do shoulder stand or something on your own if you're experienced. Now's a great time to do it. Otherwise, please extend your legs wide. Maybe let them come off the mat. Feet fall out to the sides. And then bring your arms by your sides, palms facing up, and maybe you even hug a little space behind your heart by rolling your shoulder blades beneath you and down. So you're not crunching up into the neck shoulder region. And let your eyes drift closed. Find a little space between your teeth. And allow the bottom jaw to get heavy. The tongue falls away from the roof of your mouth. Your chest relaxes. Your core can relax. Your hips release. And your legs get heavy so that your feet naturally just fall off to the side. Release any effort for breathing and allow yourself to be breathed. Relax here for a moment, and I will let you know when it's time to come out. And start to bring a little life back into your fingers and toes. Give them a little wiggle. And going slowly with yourself, bring your awareness back to your breath. Take a deep inhale. You can point your toes and stretch your arms overhead. That feels good for you. And then roll over onto your right side. Cradle your head under your right arm. And keep your eyes closed. Pause in fetal position for a moment. Being reborn at the end of our practice. Find your center again here. The source for your wisdom and intuition. Did a lot of work there today. Plant your left hand and press yourself gently up into a comfortable seat. any kind of seat that you'd like. And sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands to your belly and keep your eyes closed here or open, whatever feels best for you. Inhale into your core, your center, and let your belly expand. Exhale, sigh it out, and let your belly contract back. Inhale into your belly, belly expands into your hands. Exhale, sigh it out, and again, let your belly contract back. One more time together, expand the belly into your hands. And then contract back on your exhale. You can keep your hands on your belly if you'd like, or they can return to the tops of your thighs. And continue breathing normally on your own. I invite you to take these breathing techniques with you into your day. You've woken up your core now today. And this is not just kind of in the esoteric mind where our intuition lives in our third chakra, kind of in our belly, but it's also proper breathing. We tend to breathe into our chest and auxiliary muscles when we're stressed, especially sitting all day at a desk. And just invite you, if you find yourself getting stressed today, to go ahead and breathe into your belly and see if that kind of just helps you become more present. So the belly expands on your inhale and contracts on your exhale. Just a few breaths, maybe with your eyes closed, you might notice a big difference. Um, you can open your eyes if you haven't already. And take in the space around you. I invite you to bring your hands to your heart center or to your third eye and invite in a sense of gratitude for your practice today, for showing up for yourself um, and doing the work. Thank you so much. Namaste. And take in the space around you.